Hello and welcome to the Hobby Corner. My name's Kev, and in this episode we're going to be having a look at the paint guide in issue 38 of the Warhammer 40k Conquest magazine, where we get to paint up our Plague Surgeon. So stay tuned to find out more. So before we get started, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notifications whenever I upload more videos like this. Plenty of links down below for Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter. Go check all that out. Go check all of that out. There's plenty of stuff there. Awesome groups down there as well. Some recommended channels, and there's some little goodies there as well. So there are plenty of ways to support this channel in other ways. There's PayPal, and you can become a patron too. And very soon we'll be launching up my own merch, so keep an eye out for that. So let's get to the very overdue painting guide to issue 38. So first of all, we get down to painting on some of that Death Guard green. So we've already sprayed it with the spray can, but we always go over with a thin down coat of the same color from the pot, just so we get a nice even coating and we get all those areas that are missed. Then I lost a bit of footage where I did these bits, but essentially I used the Celestial Grey to paint in all of the cloth areas across the front of him. It's kind of like a tabard, and then we also used the Bugman Glow to pick out any fleshy areas like the face and tentacles and some of the piping as well, like that at the back and around there. And then I then went over with lead belcher on some of the areas. So you know, you got the dark Narthecium, you've got some piping there, you also got his sword and all the syringes and everything, and even the little speaker at the top and the vents at the back of the power pack as well. And then lastly, Abaddon Black, just to pick out some of the details. So that was the you know, the little syringes there, little bits and pieces here and there. So just follow the guide in the magazine if you have any doubts, but this should cover it. And there's the icon there as well. Then Retributor Gold was used to pick out all of the trim of the armor, and you know, like the incense balls and everything like that. So I just quickly dabbed the gold on all the areas where you know, you're going to paint it really. Lots of icons as well to cover, so definitely just take your time with this to explore the areas. It's even icons on the gun holster, so it's worth just having a look and seeing where you want to put that gold. Next up is Reichland Flesh. With this we're going to pick out some more details as well, starting with all the little gribblies. You got all the maggots and stuff everywhere. You also want to use this to pick out the skull pieces, like the one on top there, the little motifs on the Dark Narthecium, the flesh of the demon face that's starting to pop out, and you can just like do lines of it to make it sort of blend almost onto the shoulder, and then the death head at the back there. And then if you've got the patience and a small enough point on your brush, then you can just point out the teeth and eyes as well. Then we go on to Mephiston Red. Now with this we are going to be covering all of the robes. So again, you may have to do a couple of coats of this just to get a nice consistency. Take your time with it as always, and there's plenty of little pipes as well that you can colour in with this red. And don't forget the little tongue that's sticking out of the skull on the top of the power pack, and the hood as well. I think that's about it really. Just little bits and pieces here and there. Again, look at the issue for reference points as well. Then we do Steel Legion Drab. So with this we're going to do all the little string areas, any corks for the tops of the bowls, the leather straps, stitching, and also the head of the demon face as well. The horn of the demon face as well. Then we're going to shade a lot of this in YXL shade. So all of the string, basically everything that you painted Steel Legion Drab, and also what you painted in Mephiston Red as well. We're also going to do the demon face, so anything painted in Rakar flesh is going to, well, except the maggots, is going to be painted with this. Then we do Nuln Oil in all of the lead belcher areas, so giving that a nice deep shading there as well. And of course you can be as heavy as you like with it. The heavier you are, the more dirty and grimy it's going to look. And then flesh shade is going to be used for all the flesh areas, and also the maggots as well. So again, just work for those recesses and just take your time. When you're done with that, a Aphonian Camera Shade will be used to shade in the Death's Head at the back of that power pack. You're also going to use it for all of your recess shading as well. So just go around the edges of the armor panels and all the little dents and everything as well. Just put a little bit in those dents and it gives it a nice shaded effect. Take your time again. This will be the longest part of painting the model, but it really gives a great effect at the end. Then we go back to Bogman Glow. So when the Nuln Oil has dried, you can then paint in the fleshy bits on his plague sword. And then, yeah, that's it really. Just be careful not to get it onto the rest of the blade. While that dries, we'll get out the astrogranite and get a nice big blob and start spreading it around with whatever tool you have to hand. Make sure you put enough, don't put too much, but you just want to put enough to cover it, and then just a little bit more on top so you can sort of make different textures and bumps. While that dries, you can go back to the blade and with the Reichland Flesh shade, shade in the fleshy bits of the sword. And that's it. Once it's all dry and the base is dry, you can then just use a little bit of the super glue on one of the feet to glue it to the base, just so you know you can pop it off at a later time when you go to finish painting the base. And yeah, it looks great as it is already. So we're not that far away from finishing this model. There will be a few more steps, you know, adding layers and highlights, but for the most part this is a really good standard just to get onto the table. And there you have it. So it's a bit longer than what we've done before, but for just one character, you know, a couple of evenings, a few hours at a time, you can get him done in no time. So you know, I know it's really far behind, but I'm going to get all of this Conquest stuff caught up now, and this video is just one step in the right direction. Now this is my favorite part, and we haven't done it in a long time for the Conquest series, so drum roll please. It's our community focus. That's right, we're gonna see what you lot have been doing with your plague surgeons, so let's check them out. And what a great selection we have, plenty of inspiration and variations there. So I hope you enjoyed all of that, because I certainly did, and it really does feel good to do this again. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, because we're so close to 1,000 subscribers and I've got a really nice little idea on how to celebrate it. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you lot soon. Stay safe, stay beautiful. Peace.